Welcome to the Career Development Center online workshop series. In this video, we will focus on cover letter writing. The Career Development Center also has a cover letter guide, which is available to all students on our website. This resource will be linked in the description box below. Through this workshop, we will try and answer the following questions. What is the goal of a cover letter? How to write an effective targeted cover letter that will be shortlisted by recruiters at the screening stage and land you an interview, the content of a cover letter including how to develop each section, storytelling and writing style of a cover letter, and finally, the do's and don'ts of a cover letter. Writing a cover letter may seem difficult, but if you do it well by following the tips you learned today and understand that it enhances your job application, it can be a very valuable tool to convince recruiters reviewing your application to offer you an interview for your dream job. In addition to this, keep the following in mind. If the posting for the job you're applying for requested a cover letter, be sure to include one. Not doing so will likely result in your job application not being considered at all. But what if the job posting doesn't specifically ask or outline that a cover letter is required? In this case, include one anyway. It's good business etiquette and a missed opportunity if you don't. The only exception to this is if the job posting specifically states that a cover letter is not required. Cover letters provide the hiring manager with further detail on how your skill set aligns with the role, what you can bring to the team, and why you want the position, and also allows recruiter and hiring managers to develop a better understanding of your suitability for a position. So what is the goal of a cover letter? The goal is to land an interview. As such, make sure you are reviewing the job posting you are applying for carefully, researching the organization thoroughly through various resources such as their website, Googling them, for example, looking into if they have any recent achievements you can mention in your cover letter, researching what is going on in the particular industry of the job you are applying for, or going through their social media such as LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. Asper students can also meet employers through the Asper Career Fair, Business Banquet, Info Sessions, and Wine and Cheese events. Or you can utilize us as your resource and ask a Career Development Center staff for insight. Further to this, remember to identify the position's requirements, both hard and soft skills, identify assets that you offer and bring to the table, and ensure to align your values with the organization. Your cover letter should answer why you would like the job. Consequently, ensure you are customizing your cover letter, and statistically speaking, 48% of hiring managers will dismiss a job application that is not customized. Demonstrate your interest in applying for a specific position at a specific organization. Do not just change names and dates on a generic cover letter, because it's very obvious to recruiters when you are submitting general cover letters, and what this does is reflect a lack of effort on your part. Also, make it easy for the reader to see how you meet the qualifications for the job you're applying for. So read and reference the job posting in your cover letter by relating your skills to the type of work being done. So answering the question of what makes you a good candidate for this job. Now for a hypothetical question. What if I did not meet all the job requirements? There is a difference between not being qualified and having relevant transferable skills and experiences. For example, if the job requires that you have a minimum of 5 to 7 years of accounting experience and you've just graduated, you are not qualified. In this case, don't waste your time or the recruiter's time. However, if your transferable skills demonstrate that you can do the job, then apply. Now, you may ask, what is a transferable skill? A skill is transferable when you can use the skill to do a variety of different tasks. Remember, the courses you are taking in university are designed to develop your business knowledge and skills and are all transferable. For example, as an accounting tutor, you have to assess your client's needs and explain complex information in a way that they will understand. This experience would transfer well into a customer service representative position at any bank. And Pro tip: most soft skills such as communication, organization, analytical, and interpersonal skills are transferable. Now moving on to the content of the cover letter. In terms of your opening paragraph, open with an attention-grabbing sentence that shows your enthusiasm and that you have done research on the company. Clearly articulate how your professional and personal values align with the company and why you want to work for them. Include what position you are applying for and how or where you learned about the role. The reader already knows how getting this job will benefit you, so you don't need to tell them. For example, they know it will be good experience, help build your career, and look good on your resume, so avoid focusing the opening paragraph on you. Instead, tell them what's in it for them. For example, are you passionate about their product or service? Are you going to champion for the company because you believe in their values? For your middle paragraphs, this can be 1 or 2 paragraphs and should highlight your skills, abilities, experience, knowledge, education, training, etc. as it relates to the position. Refer to the required qualifications on the job posting and prove how you meet these requirements. Telling the reader or employer you are good at something isn't enough. You need to prove it by providing an example. So feel free to mirror or use keywords and phrasings from the job posting as a way to align yourself to the position. Always use positive and confident language by telling the reader what you do have, not what you don't. For example, while I have never worked as an accountant before, sets a negative tone, so try to avoid such structure. Finally, for your closing paragraph, express your enthusiasm for the position and company again. Include a call to action, such as, I look forward to discussing with you, and include your salary expectation only if they have asked for it. And finally, make sure to thank them for their time and consideration. A story or examples can strengthen your cover letter and prove your experience, but an example or story longer than 3 sentences can waste space and cause the reader to lose interest. When storytelling, in sentence 1, introduce the skill you're highlighting. In sentence 2, explain the situation where you demonstrated the skill. And in sentence 3, convey the end result. Explain what it did for the company and what it proves about your character and/or abilities. Make an effort to find out who will be reading the cover letter and address it to them specifically. Addressing it to Dear Sir or Madam or Dear Selection Committee is generic and suggests a template letter, which no one is interested in reading. So how can you find out who to address your cover letter to? You can call the company's human resource department. You can use LinkedIn or Google. If the job posting indicates the position reports to the marketing manager, find out who the marketing manager is. Or you can ask a career consultant at the Asper Career Development Center. When you find out the person's name, keep it formal by addressing it Dear Miriam Razak, not Dear Miriam. If you know the correct salutation, for example, Mr., Mrs., Miss, or Ms., you can use it. However, to avoid an embarrassing mistake, i.e., is Miriam female or male, it's best to avoid using a salutation and use their first and last name. Attention to detail is one of the most important skills to have, and this is the first skill that employers can clearly see illustrated on your cover letter. Employers value this skill as it foreshadows your ability to complete your work thoroughly with great attention and care. So ensure you are proofreading the content of your cover letter and double checking that you have not made spelling or grammar errors. It is also helpful to take a break after completing your cover letter before reviewing again with a fresh set of eyes. For example, if I was hiring you and you had spelt my name incorrectly, this is something that I would keep in mind as I'm shortlisting applicants because it tells me you do not have a great attention to detail. Also make sure you are not using short forms and correctly spelling the organization's name in full and with the correct grammar and punctuation. The writing style of a cover letter is also very important and something that is often missed. So try to match the tone of the company, as it helps the reader see if you understand the company culture. But at the end of the day, no matter how casual a company seems to be, try to keep your cover letters somewhat professional. How can you do this? Examine the writing style on the company website, look up the organization's social media posts, evaluate how employers portray their company online in their posts or on LinkedIn, and finally, what type of personality vibe do company reps seem to have at events? In addition to this, in order to stand out and be a competitive applicant with your cover letters, now we'll discuss the cover letter do's. Pull up the job description and review the criteria. Are you explaining how you meet all these requirements in your resume? And for each sentence, ask yourself, how does this relate to the job description? Is it relevant? And ensure to make your opening line memorable. Example, I'm applying for a position X at company Y is generic and redundant. So try to avoid doing this. For cover letter don'ts, don't expect the employer to read between the lines and see your potential. Don't include irrelevant information, no matter how proud you are of the accomplishment. And don't expect spell check to catch all your errors. Finally, don't simply repeat claims you have made in your resume. Instead, highlight the most impressive accomplishments from your resume and describe the story behind them. In addition to this, don't forget to change an employer name or reference within the body of your document. Finally, to add a professional touch to your cover letter, print paper, sign several times, scan, take your best one, save as a JPEG, and insert it into the cover letter document. Salutation examples include regards, sincerely, and respectfully, and also ensure that your full name is typed out. Now we will walk through an example of an excellent cover letter which covers all the points I have made in this workshop. For a professional look, use the same header as your resume. Include the date you sent the cover letter and who you are addressing it to. Always attempt to address it to the person who will be reading the cover letter. And for your first paragraph, demonstrate that you have researched the company and express your enthusiasm. For your second and third paragraphs, highlight your skills and experiences and your soft skills as they relate to the job posting. And finally, for your last paragraph, show your enthusiasm again, include a thank you, and add a call to action. Always ensure to also insert a scan of your signature for a more professional look. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. We hope that you found it helpful. Please remember that you are welcome to book an appointment with one of the Career Development Center consultants to review and refine your cover letter. You can find us in person at the Drake Center, room 254, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Drop in anytime during office hours. Staff are also available by phone or email, and our contact information is on the Asper CDC website, which will be linked in the description box. Make sure to follow us on our social media on Instagram at aspercdc.coop to see feature stories about students and employers, and to find out about career fairs, employer information sessions, networking opportunities, career tips, advice, and contests. As mentioned earlier, there is a student cover letter guide available to all Asper students. We will link this in the description box below. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this video.